Hey guys, this is Snake Eyes, and this is game 2. This is the game I played right after the fuel game from the previous episode. I start off with an ACR and silencer as my primary weapon, and take a little bit of heat from the guys that I'm playing with, obviously. They are crying, complaining about the game, the way it's going. I'm not host on this game. It is still pretty laggy as it was the previous game, and I totally screw up on my timing on this death right here, and that guy takes me out. I decided to get a little daring and switch over to a Famas with red dot sight. This is a gun I would choose really quickly if I was hosting, but if I'm not hosting, you got to have very good timing, compensation for the lag, to really make this weapon work for you. And the doctor is in, because I'm taking out people surgically with this lag, and a little bit of skills involved here to make sure that you're timing everything just right. Even when I think I'm hitting people, it's really strange with lag, so you got to be kind of careful of how you're doing it. I normally don't sit in one of these crashed planes, but I decided to try something different for once, and actually it worked out pretty well for me. Between going from the plane to the main building and back to the plane is how I spend the majority of this game, and it works out quite well, as you can see. That little angle that I see right here, I'm able to see to the left. There's a spawn point over inside there, and there's like multiple spawn points inside the main building. So it's a pretty good area to hang out with, and as long as you've got a claymore covering behind you where people could come up, then all you have to do is watch in front of you and make sure that people aren't going to hit you. Right here, I get stuck on the edge of the crate, and I end up taking a death. And I get that guy taken out with the one-shot burst from the Famas. For those who never play with the Famas or M16 on this particular version of Call of Duty, it is a 3-shot burst, and if you're able to put all 3 rounds into somebody, they will die with basically one shot. It looks like one shot, at least when it's played back on replay, but it is actually 3 separate shots. I like using both guns. Famas is my best, or my preferred gun, just because of my timing and the way I have my mouse sensitivity set up. Speaking of mouse sensitivity, I have mine set where I can move my wrist to the right or left at a comfortable length, and it allows me to turn around exactly 180 degrees and no more. A lot of people will say that the higher your sensitivity ratings, the better you will do, and for me, I've always had it set quite low, and I always seem to do very well, at least in my opinion. So I've never talked about my sensitivity settings on my mouse before, but that's how I have it set up. And just as you recall, if you've watched previous episodes, I don't have my W key on my keyboard set up to move forward. On that particular kill, I put 2 rounds in the guy, and then when I saw him go around the other side, and I was able to hit one more round into him for a kill. But going back to my mouse, I use my right mouse button to move forward within this game, and I use my W key for melee, which is a lot different than people have theirs set up. So every time I'm going through like a walkway or I'm rounding a corner, I always have my key or my finger on the W key just to be sure that I'm not meeting somebody head on, and if I do, I can take them out quickly with melee. As you can see, that claymore, if somebody does come up from behind me, it's alerting me. It may not kill them every time, but it definitely alerts me that somebody is there. And I get 3 or 4 kills just by timing it just right. You don't want the claymore so far up that they're able to take it out. You want it in a place that it's hard to get to and still does its damage it needs. I was actually kind of surprised playing back the video of just how accurate I'm doing with the Famas on this particular game, considering you can't really tell in the recording, but it's really bad with lag. So normally I never use an accuracy weapon like the Famas when I'm lagging this bad, but I got lucky on this game, I guess you could say, and did pretty well with it. It wasn't a fantastic game by any means, but it did well. Another guy was trying the same concept that I was trying in this plane, but he put his claymore too far back, so I was able to come up behind him and surprise him. Final score on this game is 30-4. Decent game. Probably should have been 30-2 if I'd have been a little bit more careful, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.